Barrister Moshebi join us. Now, Barrister Moshebi is he's the well, let me say, um, he's the convener of Gnosis Help Initiative. All right. He's the convener of Gnosis Help Initiative. And if you listen to our station very well, you will know that on Thursdays at 6 p.m. or some minutes after 6, he joins us to discuss domestic violence as regards to violence against women and girls. So yes, he's definitely a he for she. And for some of, or let me say, for all of the town hall meetings that we've had, the one in Owu, the one in Abeokuta, the one we had in Lagos too. He has always been there because I mean we're looking at gender-based violence and how we can make things right from the very roots of it. So yes, Barrister Lumide Omoshebe will be joining us, convener of the Nurses Help Initiative. Now, he'll be joining us because they had the memorial walk organized by him. There was a memorial walk convened by the Genosis Help Initiative, and it came with, already there was collaboration with several women's group, and this took place in Sabu Yaba, and this was because of domestic abuse. That Barrister Temitope Felicia Odo, a 56-year-old mother, and a newly called member of the Nigerian bar, who was killed in the case of domestic violence. All right, so as of when the story first came out, we heard that the husband who did this was, arrested, released, but he was later rearrested. So he'll be joining us shortly, and to take us through some of this. Now, just to give us a background on what is going on. Now, if you're not familiar with this story, I think this came up since last week Thursday or Friday, when we started hearing about the case of Barrister Temitope Felicia Odu, who was killed, in the case of domestic violence by her husband. Okay, and a lot of things actually went down. Now, Dr. Felicia, late Mrs. Felicia Odu, got married in 1994 to Mr. Odu, who had been constantly beating her from the inception of their marriage. Both of them were choristers in church, and that was how they were talked into marriage. The man could not even bring the prerequisites for her hand in marriage. He could not get all of the things. He only brought 10 tubers of yam and some, and put some sweets on tray because he couldn't even afford fruits for the marriage rights. Now, he's been jobless from the inception of their marriage. He depended on his wife for survival. Now, he beat her from the onset of their union to an extent that she lost 3 of her teeth and she still didn't live. When the children were small, their father, according to some of the information I got, the father would even instruct the children to be their mother, in one of the beating process that they had. Now, in spite of the beating, she kept going on in the marriage. Sometimes he stripped her naked within or even outside the neighborhood. So it was just a lot that was going on. She bought a land, which she built a house in her name, and that actually resulted to beating. And one of the reasons why he was always beating her was because she didn't kneel down to serve him food, according to him. And then she yeah, and for the fact that she went back to school, that was another thing also. So there were just a lot in her, just any small little provocation. Sometimes he hides all her kitchen utensils, and just to initiate beating and all of that. So yeah, it was a lot. So I think the last beating that he gave her that took her life, he beat her, and he left her in severe pain and never bothered until the last born, who had witnessed the 2 days in upon upon examination, they discovered that she had gone silent and all of that. And the man didn't even care. He went out came back, and when he came back, he didn't even, he just said she was pretending until it looked really real that she had gone. So this is just to cut the whole long story short, because I mean, thanks to Mrs. Oboli, I got some of this information firsthand from her to talk about this. So Ibinabo has Buki rather has joined us. Oh yeah, I think Ibinabo is here too. Ibinabo, good morning. How are you feeling today? Because I know you said you're not feeling too great. How are you today, Ibinabo? Hope you're feeling okay.
I'm fine. I thank God.
All right, it's good to have you here. And yes, like I said earlier, we're joined by Barrister Lumide Omoshebi. If you know him very well, you know that this is what he's into, and this is, what he has given his time for. And yes, we're truly happy to have him join us this morning to talk about this case. Good morning, Barrister Lumide. How are you today?
Good morning, Rose. Awesome to be here. Thank you very much.
All right, it's good to have you join us this morning. So, Ibinabo, yesterday, I said we're going to touch on this story today. The fact that's all we're going to concentrate on, and thank God I was able to get Barrister Lumide to join us this morning on the program. So, Ibinabo, let's get your thoughts on this before we bring in Barrister Moshebe into the whole matter, because I mean, he's the convener of Nurses Help Initiative, and they also planned the memorial walk together with in collaboration with a lot of women groups, and they had this walk around Sabo Yaba just to bring attention to this ill that is going on in our society. But let's quickly hear from you, Binabo, with all of the updates that I dropped in the group. What could you make out of this and some of the rallies and the memorial walk that you saw?
Okay. Thank you, Rose. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all our valued listeners. I'm sad because she's gone. She cannot see what people are doing to, honor her. I want to also say that thank you to all those who have taken it upon themselves to stand for her and to, in the same vein, sensitize everyone and send a message to husbands who abuse their wives that it is no longer going to be business as usual. It
Well,
is not necessarily because she was a lawyer, but because, there are times that things would happen and that case will be a point of reference and a point that would, become an agent of change. The change may not be immediate, the change may not be, how do I put it? Immediate. Okay, immediate. I think I should use that word immediate. But it has started something and it shouldn't stop. You know, people people tend to think that because you are married and you don't want to bring shame to your family, you don't want to bring shame to yourself, you don't want your children to be taunted, whatever you're facing in that marriage, you have to stay put. I totally stand against that. If you don't see in every situation in life, everywhere you find yourself, in your place of work, at home, everything that you do, survival is instinctive. If you're no longer there, your relevance is out. Your input has been cut short. So it is imperative that you make sure that you are alive. It is important that you stay alive. Because if you don't remind people, excuse me, if you don't remind people that you are not to be played with, they will turn you into their toys. Sometimes you say, sometimes in your action. Because, we talk about dove, oh, gentle dove, but doves are, you know, we see them as sign of peace. But don't forget that doves do have their nest and they protect this nest. To protect your territory It's not a matter of smiling and laughing with everybody and taking in everything. There are some things you're going to stop from getting close to your nest. There's some things that you are going to stop from affecting your nest. That is what dove does. It does not stop the fact that dove is a bird perceived to be a peaceful, a sign of peace.
Hmm.
So setting boundaries is not being proud. Kindness without boundaries will always invite exploitation. Because from the story I read, she was the
Yeah.
breadwinner of the family. So, so
Hmm.
some, sometimes when you are doing all of this, unfortunately, the unappreciative, the husband with all the worst intentions will see you as somebody who is desperate to hold on to the marriage, and he, such a husband, wants to take advantage of your, because of the way you take your marriage, and begin to maltreat you because you have not set boundaries. Kindness without boundaries, like I said, will always invite exploitation. Being good does not mean you are going to be vulnerable. You can be good, you can be kind, but you cannot afford to be vulnerable in the process. You have to protect yourself.
So,
Survival is instinctive. Because why are we made, some women are made to constantly walk on eggshell. You are living with your husband, somebody you're supposed to be his better half. You're supposed to be his friend. You are his wife. You are his partner. And every day of your life, you are walking on eggshells because
shells.
you're in trouble. You're not
Hmm.
living, you're dying. Because you see, your body is keeping scores of everything that you're facing. See, Rose, if I say a kind word to you, it is not only you who will hear the kind word. Your body hears too, and your body will process it. And if I say unkind words too, your body hears it, you hear it, your ear hears it, your whole body hears it and will react to it. And if this is constant, if it is consistent, if somebody keeps
Yeah.
saying negative words, keeps saying bad things to you, emotionally, you know, running you down. Your body is keeping scores. Our body keeps scores. And this can trigger autoimmune diseases because today you are unhappy, tomorrow you're unhappy. You are storing stress in your tissue, in your body. When I tell people these things, it's like I will get over it. See, your body keeps scores. So the woman even died before she died. The woman died before she died. The joy she wanted to get from attaining the level of a lawyer was not enough. The husband still
Was
killed. It's unfortunate. And to wrap up, I want to take us to the book of Proverbs 17:22. I'm not here to preach, but I want to say, because Proverbs addresses a lot of issues. And it says, a merry heart is good medicine, but a broken heart dries the bone, which confirms what I just said. Your body retains everything your ear hears. If your ear hears good things, your body retains it. If your ear hears negative comments against you, your body retains it, and it becomes a disease in your tissue. Can people stop using unkind words? Can people just stop being unkind to their wives? If you're tired of this woman, please divorce her. Please. Rather than staying put and making her life unbearable now that she's dead. I know that, yes, justice must prevail, but no amount of punishment can bring back a dead person. So let us learn to protect ourselves. Survival is instinctive. Thank
mm.
you, Rose. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much, Binabo, for your thoughts on this. There's just a lot that we need to keep learning and unlearning, because I mean, things happen every day and we get to hear different stories every day. All right, this is 24 minutes after 9 on the side of the radio. And of course, this is still the program Talent right here on Women Radio WFM 91.7. All right, and we are being joined by the convener of Nurses Help Initiative, Barrister Olumide Omoshebi, who convened a memorial walk in collaboration with several women's groups that took place around along Sabo Road in Yaba, and it drew a lot of people, diverse people. I was looking at, if I think I saw for one of the videos, I saw FIDA also involved in there, and it was just a call for justice and stronger protection system for victims of domestic violence. All right. So just before we go on a break, let's hear from Barrister Olumide Omoshebi how all of this unfolded. So Barrister Olumide, how did you get to hear about this case, and how did you um you know just go into this and wanted to see that justice has been done? Because the first time we read of this story, we heard that the man was arrested and later released, until we heard that he was rearrested again. I think maybe that happened before the memorial walk. I'm not sure, but how did you get on with this case? How did you even hear about it in the first place?
Yeah, thank you, Rose. So, a gentleman named Mr. Pukwola, who used to listen, who listens to my program, reached out to me and said his younger sister had just been murdered by the husband, and that he would
Wow.
plead with me to help them on the case. So I asked who she was and how it happened. He now said he wasn't there. He is 77 years old, but he will call the children to call me. So the children reached out to me that night, and I discussed, interviewed them what exactly happened. And the children said that her mother had always been beaten by their father, and the last born was the one who actually witnessed the last beating and who stood up to the father. And, barely 20 hours after the last beating, she just did not, she stopped responding, she stopped breathing, and she died. So I picked up the matter. I told them, go to the nearest police station. And where they stayed was Adamu in Ikorodu, very far. And there was no actual police station, but police post, special units like anti-cultism. There was no actual police station there. So they went to the nearest point, and the man was arrested. But then sentiment began to happen, so you want to send your father to prison. uh, the father's brothers started sending them voice notes to forgive that your mother is dead, so will you, your father will be in prison. You want to lose two parents at the same time. So the firstborn got a little sentimental when the police was now asking for evidence, that you can't just say someone killed without evidence. So the thing just, the man denied. He said he never touched her, and they just broke down. It was a lot of trauma. So that same day, the man was released, and the children lost, well, the firstborn, secondborn lost the will to continue. It was a traumatic time. They were carrying the corpse, looking for mortuary and all that. And the last born insisted that no, the mother cannot die like that. So I got a bit angry when I heard that they wanted to. It was a bit like family issues. Not that the man will go scot free, but this, that. So I had recorded all our conversations, and well, on the next program, I played all the conversations on air, and I said, well, we have lost someone who was just called to the bar on the 23rd of September due to the violence of the husband. And as usual, Nigeria, sentiment, family, and all that started entering the matter. And without evidence of the son who witnessed it, there was no way we would have a case. That is how
Hmm.
cases die. Lack of evidence. The court cannot be sentimental. It has to go by evidence. So after playing it on air, I think whether they heard, whether they did not hear, some people who knew them, their aunt, the cousin, Mr. Popola, who reached out to me, everybody. Um, Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're with you.
Okay. So I think they reached out to them, and my phone was just buzzing. And then I think Sunday evening, I got a letter of apology from the children saying that initially they had denied. They said I didn't really talk to them, but they now sent a letter of apology to my WhatsApp that now they would get up and be committed to getting justice for their mother. So on Monday, the family also, the uncle, everybody pleaded with me because I said I won't do this kind of case where people will go forward and backward, forward and backward. I don't have time. So the uncle also called, pleaded with me, and I agreed to pick it up. On
Mm.
Monday, I petitioned the commissioner of police through the deputy commissioner of police in charge of the state CID Panti. And immediately, I'm known for these kinds of things. They immediately, the nearest police station, which was Imota police station, the deputy commissioner of police radioed, called him that he's sending the children to them and they should follow and arrest the father. So from Panti back to Adamu in Ikorodu, took them almost 4 hours to get back there. It was at night. They led the police to where their father was, and he was arrested. And on Tuesday, that's last week, transferred from there to the state CID in Panti, where we took up the expenses of everything. And
Mm.
since then, he's been there. We're now about to conduct the autopsy. Family members, everybody came to give their testimony, their statements. There was a homicide officer, a detective
All right,
who lived
Barrister, let
on.
me just pause you there for a bit. We need to go on a break, and when we come back, we'll definitely come back to you. This is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is the program Her Lens, and we are, talking about the story of Mrs. Felicia Odu, how she died, and some of the things that transpired even after her death to the arrest of the husband who beat her to the point of her death. So do well to stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
Something big is coming with Better Play. Get ready to turn 500 naira into a 200,000 naira daily jackpot. Yes, you heard me right. 200,000 naira every single day. The more tickets you grab, the higher your chances of winning. Stay tuned because this is the game changer you've been waiting for. Coming to you on Women Radio 91.7 FM. Are you ready to play and win big?
See, everybody with him own wahala. Oh. Every day comes with its own version of challenges, and you have to be ready to face them, because only then can you move on to the next. That's why I never miss my breakfast. Scratch that. My peak breakfast, with the nutrients and energy I need to face each day, one challenge at a time.
Every day is a good day to power on with a peak breakfast. Have you had your reach for your peak?
My people, something big don't land, and na money rain dey fall. Better play, better chance. 200K fit enter your hand if you try your luck. Oh, better play, better chance.
Now 3 times every day, them they call winners for radio. Yes, now with just 500 naira, you fit win up to 200,000 naira every single day. Just join the Better Play lottery now and listen for your name for radio. 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 6 p.m.
Better play, no dull yourself. Go get your ticket sharp sharp. Buy am for www.betterplay.ng or just dial *347*154#. You wan boost your chance? Buy reach 20 tickets if you wan win.
Follow us for Facebook at Better Play and Instagram at Better Play NG to get correct updates. Now your turn to chop this money, oh.
Better play, better chance. You fit be the next lucky banger. Only people wey don reach 18 years fit play. Play responsibly.
Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Diola.
I just want to say that I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Hello, Daddy. I just want to say again that I love you and I like that we look alike. Hello, Auntie.
Hi, Diola.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How's family? I hope everyone is good. My regards to everyone.
I will, my dear.
Whoa. Diola, this is the third time you're calling me. How much airtime do you need?
Okay. Talk master. I'm basically getting 6 minutes free talk time for every 6 minutes call I make every day, plus 50 MB data bonus. And for new customers like me, I get additional 25 minutes talk time and 1 gigabyte data welcome bonus. That's why I only make calls with my Glow line now.
Enjoy free 6 minutes plus 50 MB data on every 6 minutes call you make in a day on Glow Talkmaster, and enjoy a one-time 2,000 naira welcome bonus. That's a 25 minutes talk time and 1 gigabyte worth of data. Get your Glow line and dial *606# to enjoy. Terms and conditions apply. No, unlimited.
Smart mama. Yes. What are you making? I'm making breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk. Breakfast plus Peak 456 growing up milk. It is fortified with DHA to support brain development. Cereal. Just mean it. Also has calcium, vitamin D, and high quality protein to make your kids grow strong. I love it. I will start nourishing my children with Peak 456 growing up milk, fortified with DHA to support brain development.
Grow up strong and smart with Peak 456 growing up milk every day.
Jama'a, wani abu babba ya sauka kuma ana zubar da kuɗi kamar ruwa.
Hakika, da naira 500 kawai za ka iya cin nasarar har naira 200,000 a rana. Shiga Beta Play yanzu kuma saurari sunanka kai tsaye a rediyo da karfe 10 na safe, karfe 2 na rana da karfe 6 na yamma.
Sai tikitinka a www.betterplay.ng ko danna *347*154#. Kana son karin dama? Za ka iya sayan tikiti har 20.
Ka biyo mu a Facebook at Beta Play da Instagram at betterplay.ng don sabbin bayani. Lokacinka ne ka ci wannan kuɗin. Beta Play na buɗe ne kawai ga masu shekaru 18 da sama. Yi wasa cikin hankali.
So Lunch Vibes. Every music note counts, aligning with lyrics and rhythm. Words soothing to the ears, voices and melodies with the best vibes ever. That's with Lunch Vibes on Women Radio WFM 91.7.
I blow your mind bullet. You know I'm just that type. No, them no big you.
Sell your market on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Are you a member of our Women Radio Network? Are you a trader? Do you own a business? Do you want to increase your sales? I have good news for you. To sell your market free at no charge every Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Call 07000 917 917 or 9155 917 917. 0800 1235 917. Sell your market and connect with customers far and wide for free. This is only for Women Radio Network members. Follow us on social media, Facebook, X, and YouTube at WFM 917.
Women Radio 91.7, the Ogbonge radio station for women and their families.
All right, tuning into Women Radio WFM 91.7. This is the voice of women and Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. Yes, this is still the program Harland. I have Ibinabo Dixon with me. I also have Barrister Olumide Moshebi with us this morning on the program, and we're looking at the case of Felicia Odu, who died, and she was just called to bar. Just a while back, not too long ago, she was called to bar, and I mean, it's just unfortunate to get to hear that We have lost her due to domestic violence from her husband. All right, for you to be a part of the program, you can dial 07000 917 You can also dial 08155 Our toll free number is 0800 That's our toll free number. You can do well to send us WhatsApp messages to 07031756537 or 08155 All right, Barrister, let's come back to you. You just narrated how you were able to, take up the case, get the man arrested, and the families were coming around giving their statements. Everybody was coming around. So, after all of this, is the man still in custody? Are we going to see that justice is meted out, and the rallies, or rather the memorial walk that you convened with FIDA, with other women groups, coming together to go? Would we really say that, that will really bring the justice that we want to see, to the extent that others too, who are probably doing this, would want to take, warning or want to desist from this?
Okay, you were just giving me back-to-back questions. Firstly, the man is still in custody. In fact, I have been the one buying food. No family member, no friend has come to visit him in custody.
Wait, so even the family members that were saying that he should not be arrested is a matter of what? None of them.
They are aware of his. We have a voice note from his younger brother who confirmed that his older brother is lazy, malicious, wicked, and has a hot temper. He used those words. The man never worked one day in his life ever since he got married to the wife. The wife was the one who was paying the rent. The house that they stayed in while he murdered her was her personal house. She had been the one feeding him, clothing him, taking care of the children. People do not know that she was Chief Executive Officer, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Department of Livestock. She, at every time since the beginning of their marriage, had always been beaten. The family at the time said that in fact, he couldn't afford to marry her at that time because he couldn't bring the bridal list. He brought yam in a bako super sack, and in case of fruits, he brought sweets in it on a tray. He didn't bring the fruits that were required because the wife always covered him. And how did they meet? They met at the church. They were both choristers in church, the Christ Apostolic Church. And she, until her death, was the interpreter for the Vineyard of Mercy Parish, the Christ Apostolic Church, Saboyaba. Initially, they would say, oh, pastor has settled it, he will change. And that is how, in fact, on her street, there was a homicide detective at the state CID Kwanti, who also lived on that street, a woman. She said one day he beat her, knocked 3 teeth from her mouth. And they were the ones helping her gather her teeth on the floor. That on the street, almost everybody has seen her naked because he strips her naked, which the children confirmed because they came out on my show and started recounting. The older son was crying because he said when they were younger, before they knew anything, the father would also tell the children to join him to beat their mother. The same thing that happened in Osinachi's case. You remember I was one of the lawyers in Osinachi's case, where Osinachi's husband will give the children canes to flog their mother and will flog the child that does not flog the mother. This violent behavior and where people continue to quote scriptures in abuse. They start saying things like, God hates divorce. He was an evangelist always saying, well, she would change. The last born said last month he still told her to leave the marriage when your own children tell you, leave this marriage. Eventually, the pastor of Christ Apostolic Church, Vineyard of Mercy, also told her to leave the marriage, which now caused a fight between the pastor and the husband. And since then, the husband stopped going to church. She lived in the church premises for 3 years with her 3 children, because everywhere they went is either the landlords would chase them out because of the violence of the husband, or because they could not pay rent, because the husband never did anything. He said he was a printer, he never printed one item. And when we did our investigation, members of the church, some said he was a vulcanizer, then another said he was into radio. To every different person, a different profession.
Right.
You are married to someone, you don't even know exactly what they do. I pray that this will open the eyes. This is 363rd woman to die this year from the hands of the husband, and we have 365 days to make a year. It tells you that one woman is dying every single day. And we don't even have the correct data. We are grossly underreported. In 2016, Shija, which is a research institute, came to Nigeria and reported that Nigeria loses between 300 to 350 women annually to domestic violence. That was 2016. Now it has doubled. This year, we've also buried almost 30-something men who also died at the hands of their wives. And you will find out that most fatalities, at least 91%, are from Christians who always use their religion to remain in marriage. 87% of divorces, separations, domestic violence, and abuse are from Christians in marriage. The Pew Research Center in Washington last year, January, also revealed from their figures that in the US, 51% of divorces are from Pentecostals, Protestant Christians, which are the Pentecostal Christians. So all round data shows you that Christians have the highest rates of failure in marriages amongst all religions that exist. Why? Because Christians don't know how to choose. You will find that someone will just come to you, oh, God told me you are my husband, God told me you are my wife, without even investigating the root. Have you prayed about it? Meanwhile, there is nowhere in this same Bible where God told anybody, this is your husband, this is your wife. It simply was not there. Even in the birth of Christ, the angels did not reveal to Joseph, oh, Mary is your wife, Joseph is your... Nothing. In fact, the only time an angel appeared to Joseph was when he found Mary pregnant. The angels went to everybody. Joseph was espoused to Mary. And the process of espousal in Jewish tradition is when a man sees a woman that he likes, his family approaches the family of the bride and they ask for a formal dating, which means that both families will now be aware that our children are going out. And after a period of time, you will come back and they would ask you, with what you have seen, do you still want to marry? And it was at that time that they came back to ask that question that Joseph found Mary with child and now wanted to put her away. It was an angel that. But if God did not choose for Joseph, who are you that God will now choose for you? What child do you want to give birth to? That God will have to tell you who to marry. The Bible simply tells them, he that finds a wife finds a good thing.
A good thing.
It is only Christians that choose without research. It is only Christians that are lied to because they never investigate. You find that a man who claims to be, there are several cases, I've been doing this for 25 years. You will find, I have a friend, on the 40th birthday of his wife, now discovered that his wife was 46 years old and he was 43. It is Christians that don't investigate and marry lies, marry violent men, and when they now marry the violent men, they now refuse to believe. They find this same Bible to give them a reason to remain, and then we bury them. We have lost an entire generation to this religious rascality, where wisdom is no longer profitable to direct, where people don't run away from evil when the Bible tells you flee from all appearances of evil. The Proverbs 21:19 says it is better to dwell in the wilderness than in the house with a nagging and contentious wife. But we know that nagging and contention is not the property of women alone. So wherever it comes from, it tells you to separate. Every year, and you find out that majority Christians, he will change. God hates divorce. God hates divorce. Does he hate the divorcee? God hates sin. Does he hate the sinner?
Not at all.
So is God now glorified? Let me tell you what happened. When this woman died, the son said he was in the other room, that the mother had told him to prepare zobo. He went and he slept. She said she will call him. So he slept off, and after a while, he just, mommy has not called. And he got up and went to her room, and he said, mommy. But, her eyes were somehow, tap, 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 listen to her heartbeat. She wasn't breathing. He ran to the father's room. The father was not in the house. He did not know when the father left. So he now ran, seeing that he was the only one in the house, now ran to the neighbor's house and raised the alarm. The neighbors, they came in. They called the father. He refused to pick the phone. Then after a while, he picked, and they were telling him, your wife is not breathing. No, it's like she's dead. He did not say a word. Meanwhile, he was 2 houses away. Eventually, he now came back. And when they said, he now said she's pretending. And he started beating her corpse again. He started beating the corpse. That was when the son now faced him and they fought. That we are telling you that this woman is not breathing. You are still beating the corpse. Even in death, the violence was still there. And at the end of the day, she was just called to the bar at 56 years. Do you know it took her 19 years to study law? 19 years to study a 5-year course. Why? Because this man will come and interfere, always fighting that he did not want her. Every course she took, he will go and report. It will be beaten when she comes back at night. Then the finances, a lot of times she had to borrow money because she trained all the children in private universities and no kobo from the husband. So she was always borrowing. They will eat, they will feed, clothes, whenever they are ill, whenever there's a need. And this man will beat her on top of her own food inside her own house. He was trying to claim the house. But fortunately, the documents were in the name of the woman, and she had given the documents to her older sister, to her older aunt to hold. So he will kill her now and then remarry another woman in the same house.
And stay in the same house. All right, Barrister, thank you very much. We'll just leave it at that. This is definitely a lot to take in, and we are happy that, to a very large extent, the justice is actually, taking its course here. So, Ipinabo, let's hear your final words on all of what you heard from Barrister Lumide this morning. Let's just hear your final thoughts in a minute or two.
Okay. I don't even know how to start appreciating Barrister Olumide, because what he just said just got me frozen. I had to just quickly get myself back. It's like, am I really on a lens? Where am I? What am I hearing? You see, on this program and other programs on Women Radio, we have always told women and even men, if you are in an abusive marriage, walk away. See, life has no duplicate. And I will say it over and over again that the deepest judgment, the highest judgment, the fattest judgment cannot bring you back. You have a life. God has given you life. It is your responsibility to protect that life. Survival is instinctive. There is no point staying with a man who does not see you as a wife, but sees you as an enemy to be cut short, to be torn to pieces, to destroy. And you stay put. And you see, honestly, I'm a Christian, but I agree with the line of thought of Barrister Olumide. You are a Christian. I have a friend. She used to be on her lens. And I'm going to call her name because she had mentioned it before. Yinka Braid. She was constantly being battered by her husband. And she said she told all the pastors. She even went as far as going to their headquarters to report with facts, with evidence, with everything. And they yet told her to stay back until severally she will wake up at the hospital because it will beat her to whatever level, and then they will rush her to the hospital until the day she stood up for herself and said, enough
is enough.
And today she's alive. And today she's doing well. So please, I don't know who told anybody that you must stay put in a marriage and everything. If it is, see, even in business, Rose, in business, when you are on a business journey and the business does not seem fruitful, it is only wise to trace back your step and look for something else to do. It is so unfortunate, but I'm happy that this man is not getting away with what he had done. And I'm totally grateful, profusely grateful to Barrister Olumide. It is only God that will reward you, because what you are doing, you are even the one taking food to this murderer.
The same man.
May God continue to uphold you, sir. Thank you so very much.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ibina. Well, Barrister Olumide, thank you once more for all you do. Our time is fast spent. But please, I don't even know what to say, but keep doing the good work. Keep doing the work. Thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Yes. All right, Harlan's family, this is where we will draw the curtains for today. Tomorrow is another day. We'll be here to take on other issues. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do want to stay tuned to Women Radio WFM 91.7. Good morning.
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 480 7613.
Something big has landed and it's raining Naira. Better play, better chance. 200K is yours if only you try your luck. Better play, better chance. 3 times daily, your dreams can come true.
Oh, yes. With just 500 Naira, you could win up to 200,000 Naira every single day. Join the Better Play Lottery and listen for your name live on radio at 10 a.m., 2 p.m. and 6 p.m.
Better play. Don't miss out. Go get your ticket right now. Buy your tickets at www.betterplay.ng or dial *347*154# for better chances. Buy up to 20 tickets.
Follow at Better Play on Facebook and at Better Play NG on Instagram for updates. It's your turn to win this money.
Better play, better chance. You can be the next